take it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hero Club, and welcome to another session of Pair of Socks Lost. I am your DM, Dylan McCullum. It is nice to see you back here for session 7 of Pair of Socks Lost. But if you don't know us, we're Hero Club, by the way. Our main thing is our podcast, where we take our D&D sessions, which we record live around the table, or the virtual table, and edit them down with sound effects, music, into these really fun, tight audio anthologies, comedy, drama, noir, westerns, pirates. We got it. Those are all of the genres that exist, and we have them all. But here on our Twitch channel, we just gather around to play some games without any of the editing, just because we like to enjoy our company. We like to enjoy the company of friends. I'm going to explain more about what this campaign is, what it's based on, and what's going on with what's been happening in it in a second. But first, let's meet the group that is playing. Let us start with one of the two tuna gals, Hannah Feyerbakke. Hannah, introduce yourself and who you playing.
Hello, I'm Hannah, Tuna Gal number 1, and I play Marabella Graveneye, a clerk of the grave cleric.
A clerk?
Oh, a clerk of the grave. I'm sticking with it. And also, I learned this today. Did you know that depending on your source, between 50 and 75% of the world's oxygen is produced by phytoplankton? Go out and thank some today.
Yes, go out and thank some today. Let's meet the other half of the Tuna Gals.
Who is that? Who could that be? It's me!
It's just introducing yourself, are you? Natasha. Who are you and who you playing?
I'm Tuna Gal number 2 primarily, but I'm also Natasha. And I'm also Princess Griselda Calzini, who's a paladin elf druid. Path of the Shepherd? Circle of the Shepherd.
Yeah, Circle of the Shepherd.
And a level 3, and Tuna Gal.
And a Tuna Gal. Let's meet the gal that was excluded from this tuna sorority. Jasmine, how do you feel about this? And also, who you playing?
You know, I feel okay. I chose not to eat tuna today, which was my fault entirely, and I apologize. I am playing Dara. She's a level 3 assassin.
Ooh, all right. Thank you for letting me know in this moment what you chose.
Yep, no problem. Glad I could help.
And last but not least, no affiliation to tuna whatsoever, Marty.
Some affiliation.
Sorry, I take it back. Some major affiliations to tuna, but
not major, just like a normal amount.
Oh my God! I guess I should not speak about any affiliations to.
Why
tuna.
am I going last, Dylan?
I go last. You go second to last. Marty, explain what you are. You do not have to say what your subclass is if you do not want to, just yet.
I am Marty Abby Schneider. I am a writer and actor based in Los Angeles, California. I write with Nick Williams, one of the creators of Hero Club. And did you know that there are craft singles ads on the Twitch stream? I opened the Twitch and there was an ad. Like, are we big time because there's ads before our streams?
Fun fact about Marty is that Marty doesn't know what Twitch is, and so Marty just realized that Twitch streams have ads on them. Are
we getting a piece of that? All right. I play Gulzog Intestine. I play Gulzog Intestine Scarf. He is level 3 orc, skinned as a monk. Way of the Astral Self, skinned as some Feywild weirdness manifesting with his panic. Is that cool? Should I not have said?
No, I was saying it was up to you to say it. I didn't know if you were
I'm happy to let the people know. Hello, everyone.
All right, and I am the DM for this evening and for this campaign. I am Dylan McCullum. I am, of course, as I like to say, the substitute or the second DM because, of course, our Lord and Savior, Daddy Primavera, is our first DM. We live in his shadow and his overwhelming grace. But this is PairOfSocks Lost, our second live stream campaign. It is based off of the 5e adventure, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. But, as I said, we are getting very close to the event horizon of it being not at all about that anymore. It is very much inspired by Alice in Wonderland, The Phantom Tollbooth, Narnia, all of those books and stories that I grew up with and was obsessed with, and now I'm just basically forcing it upon my friends to play through it a little bit. Basically, like a, in my opinion, better version of the TV show Once Upon a Time, but, you know, that show is also kind of perfect in its own way, so I don't want to touch perfection.
Did they have a mustachioed dragon in Once Upon a Time?
I don't think so, but also
So
I
this is
stopped
better.
watching after a certain point, because they jumped the shark like 8 times.
Yeah, I think
Anyway.
I gave it 2 seasons, and I'm like, this is okay.
This is
I've
Fine.
reached what I need.
yeah, the show gave me what I needed, which was a hot Captain Hook. All right, let's get into it.
I have to check my email privately. Hot Captain Hook.
You'll find it instantly too. It'll show up instantly for you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm checking my email. Oh!
All
Is
right.
he this guy?
Yep, that's him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. What?
What a...
That's
Oh,
not what I
man. A
was
lot of buttons.
All right.
All right.
Let's
No,
get.
that means.
Captain Hook
Let's-
was known for buttons, which would be so hard with one hand.
Oh,
He's just a captain in a time where captains had a lot of buttons. Does he?
Maybe.
Oh, and he's got the hook and everything. I had to find a different picture of him with the hook. All right.
What? One day I'll sit you all down and just explain that entire show. Anyway, let's bring it back. Let's explain what happened last time. Last time, our party was making their way through this new odd world, this region of the Feywild known as Prismere, in a section of this region of Prismere known as Hither. As they were walking along towards Telemy Hill, which is where their companion, or prisoner, or hostage, or friend, or partner, Sir Talavar, explained to them as they were walking towards the location of what he believes to be the key to his birdcage. They got sidetracked. They moved towards a few abandoned-looking houses or huts and found themselves walking towards a well.
Not all of us.
You all ended up there.
yeah.
Like it or not, you all walked towards it. The seeming source of a lot of water gushing into this swamp or marsh. A few spirits seemed to talk to them, hovering around some random scattered items. After talking with them for a while, things turned sour, and the spirits attacked the party and nearly took down one of them. Zara being knocked unconscious, but with the use of some ingenuity, some skills from their cleric to turn the undead, they were able to dispatch with one of them and make their way out, having taken with them the items along the well. If you all move towards the Roll20, you'll see pretty much right on the map where that well is. you had been walking along the path towards Telemy Hill and found yourself sidetracked towards this well right over here.
Mhm.
Wait, hang on. I'm looking for the ping.
It's okay. It's right down at the bottom. Right here.
Oh, I might be zoomed into. Oh, there we go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So basically you were making your way this way, got yourself sidetracked over here, and then found yourselves right at this well. And then some shit went down and you ran away back here. Basically.
So it's about like 6 miles between this tower and the mountain with the feet.
Yeah, and you're
And then
still,
we triangled. Yeah.
yeah, you basically triangled, so it's still going to be about the same length. But as you kind of trudge through this much more, as the day has grown longer, or again, this reminder that there's this kind of omnipresent twilight that is in this world, it's hard to gauge how long the day has gone on. You all haven't slept yet, but it hasn't been that long, and also you feel kind of a renewed vigor within you. Something odd has happened. Something weird. It's like you reached out and touched something, and in many ways you did. You all made contact in some way or another with these spirits. I forget exactly who has. I believe it is Zara has all of the items.
I have one.
Natasha has one of them.
Right. Yes, Natasha does have one of them. You have run, huffing and puffing as far as you can away from these spirits. At this point, you are pretty certain that, with Marabella's help, understanding how spirits work and how they can't really go too far away from their point of where they maybe died or an important place to them, you're pretty safe. As you kind of get further away, you just hear Sir Talavar, who in the running has just been rattling around, just like, ho, 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 just kind of goes, ho. So, you are all not fighters, are you?
Well, I wouldn't say that. We did, out of practice.
No! We're not all fighters! Golzog interrupts whoever was talking. Marabella. You guys, I would like to raise an issue with the group. That was careless and reckless and another synonym and dangerous, and that's not why we're here. People don't need to... Oh, sorry, my dog. Stevie, be cool. I think she thinks that's from me.
She's picking up on
or
your
she
energy,
hears something
yeah.
in the hallway.
Well,
sorry.
As an aside, I'll say this.
No.
As this is happening, I'd like to Marabella, you just hear Sir Talabar go, this may be very cruel, but I didn't expect him to have the word syllable just off the cuff like that.
Does
Marabella
Golzog hear
nods.
that?
Make a perception check.
12?
Yeah, you full hear it.
I know stuff! Anyway, we are here to get back our stuff, and more importantly, I'm kind of tired of all this weirdness and craziness. I don't really care as much if I find my nerve anymore. The most important thing is getting home. If there is even a home for me to go back to. When I got to that carnival, my village was being attacked. I am over going to check out the well or seeing what that noise was. No one should do anything to get killed anymore. I don't want to have to save people because I shouldn't be worrying about everybody else. You're all much more capable than me, and you should be able to handle it. And I'm pretty upset about how that whole thing was handled, is all I'm saying.
So if you were screaming for help, you wouldn't want anyone to help you?
No, I'd obviously want you to help me, and I will help any one of you if another thing happens. But don't go looking for trouble, is all I'm saying. We gotta focus on getting home.
And I think
All I'll say is I didn't ask for help, and if you let me die, then fine. I don't mind. I want to look into a well, and I want to figure this world out, okay? That's what we're here to do.
Golzog
is what we're here to do.
Golzog, sort of deflated at the response from Zara, like kicks some mud and is like, "Well, you're welcome."
Marabella kind of wants to sidle up next to Golzog and just kind of elbow him.
Ow.
That took some nerve. And she'll wink at him, but she can't wink.
Golzog at first is like makes a face that's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then sort of like, huh. And then like just sort of smiles to himself and doesn't yell at the group again.
Golzog, can you make a quick perception check for me?
Sure. 18.
When you kicked the mud, you swear you heard like a little bit of like an ow.
Golzog is gonna stop and go, "Oh my grumsh! Oh god, are you okay? Guy in the mud?" If he doesn't hear anything back, he's gonna start like kind of digging gently for I assume a little person.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh?
3.
Yeah, you all just start seeing Golzog out of nowhere, and no one else heard this. Just start drop to his knees after this. Just start kind of softly digging in the mud.
You guys, I kicked that mud when I said "you're welcome" to Zara, and I heard the mud say "ow," or there like might be a guy in the mud. I can't tell, but I'm trying to find him. And I know I just said don't investigate stuff, but I meant like don't get off the path, and this is on the path, and we should still focus on getting home, but I want to check this out.
Typically, when people are in the mud, they stop saying so.
But he's not saying anything else. Hello?
Marabella will get down too and try to look for something.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shit. Is that to me too, or just Marabella?
Anyone who wants to, if you're just seeing.
Can I help them by throwing in Ladybug? She's good at.
They'll be like, try and find it, Golzog, and I'll add a guidance as well, so you can add a D4.
Guidance and
it's not gonna help me.
And Ladybug is giving you the help action, so roll with advantage.
Oh, great. Do I roll the guidance twice or just once?
Just once.
No,
okay.
Just once.
So I'm not using the guidance on the first roll, and then the second roll is gonna be. Oh, hang on.
Ladybug, Ladybug.
What?
So that's 14 plus 15.
15. Golzog, you swear you heard something. You're not finding anything though. You know, there in the immediate area, there's not like a body, and you're pretty sure that if there was a body, you would have found it. And your immediate mind goes to, this is the exact kind of weirdness that you just said you didn't like.
Golzog. Sorry.
No, and that's kind of what you're getting at, is like, oh, this is just something weird.
Golzog is gonna like sheepishly get up, but before he does, like whisper into the mud, like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you." All right, let's go.
Make a persuasion check.
4.
Okay.
All right. Great.
Well, I don't like that.
Excuse me. Can I just want to put something out there. Did you just say that you were so okay to die?
Right, let's circle back to that. That's a good point.
Who, Zara?
I mean, look, we're here as a team, right? And if we're gonna go if two of us are gonna go investigate something, and you're not into going and investigating, look, I'm not gonna. It's fine, okay? Like, thank you, but I just don't want to hear yelling, okay?
Golzog,
Well, you should check with people before you just go off places.
Golzog is going to act. I'll just piggyback on that. Yeah. Can we just, like, as a group, take a vote next time instead of just going and checking out the scary noise or the well or the weird light or whatever it is? Like, can we just decide together if we're doing it as a team?
Well, we already know what your vote is. You said you don't want to help people.
No, I didn't. I said unequivocally, sorry to use another big word I know, that I would help. I will help if people are in danger, but I'd rather avoid the situation entirely.
Griselda just pets Ladybug.
Golzog, whose heart's going a mile a minute, is going to look at Ladybug and just go like, can I get in on some of those pets? All right.
But make an animal handling check with disadvantage, Golzog.
Oh, god damn it. 10.
10.
The other one was in that 20.
Oh, man, that sucks. Golzog, you can tell Ladybug likes you, but Ladybug has an allegiance. It's kind of like Ladybug has an allegiance to one person, and as much as Ladybug, if it was up to Ladybug probably would have like hugged you, but Ladybug has
Golzog
orders.
is gonna nod to Ladybug as if to say, like, I get it, don't worry. Like
Ladybug does not nod back.
Oh!
Okay. Golzog is gonna just quietly bottle up that feeling and not say anything to anyone. And he's gonna honestly, he's gonna keep walking on the path. All right, well, let's go, and then go.
Ooh, awkward. So, do I take it that you all? So you're all. You all asked me things, and you don't have to answer, of course, because that's not part of the deal. But I am a curious little Billy. You said that you are looking for things you lost?
Right. I think we might have mentioned this earlier.
Yes, but I didn't care then. I care now.
Oh, well, okay, then yes.
Please.
Well, some of us don't know what we're missing exactly, or if it's just part of our personality. And Griselda is now on the look for some mud from mud pies. She wants to fulfill her promise.
Yeah, okay. Make a survival check.
I imagine her just doing this like as they're walking. She's like scouting.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, 19. Like 19, scouting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're able to pretty easily find some good mud for like to make some good mud pies.
Nice.
I
give it to them as we're walking.
Mm-hmm.
I turn to Sir Talabar. Okay, so you have some questions for us, right?
I mean, couple.
For every question you ask, you have to tell us something meaningful and helpful about this world.
Tea.
I see. You're getting wise to it all. Yeah, no deal on that one.
Okay, then none of us will answer your questions for the duration of this trip.
So, you're just really boring then.
Oh,
So
That's a question that I'm not going to answer.
that really wasn't a question, more of a statement. You're just really boring then.
Okay.
Sir Talivar just kind of stares right at you.
I stare back.
oh my
But I
God.
mean, you want to die. That's insane. I love it. I'm so curious. You want to die. None of you are talking. You all seem mad at each other for some reason. It's delicious. So I mean, no, I don't have any questions, but but you know.
Why did you want to know if we lost stuff? Why do you care about that?
Well, I am still honor bound to say things to you, so that's fine. I just actually wondered what you were doing here.
Golzog, I'm close enough to hear, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Even-
there's also Sir Talivar is shouting.
Golzog whips around. I don't know what we're doing here, man. And then keeps walking.
Only answer his questions.
Wow, for someone who wants to die, you sure are paranoid about any other thing happening to you. Why do you care if anything bad happens to you? You're fine with dying.
Yeah, you know what, Zara? I went to a lot of effort to save you, and actually, I care if you live or die. What's the deal there?
I'm gonna pull Golzog aside so Talifar can't hear us.
No, not fair.
I can
Not
fall
fair.
back. I'll fall back a little bit too.
Hey, no. Yeah.
Here's the deal. I appreciate you saving my life, but I don't want to be chastised at the end of the day for trying to
Speak
figure out more
louder!
about this world. The whole point of this is to try to recover our lost things. And how are we going to recover our lost things if we don't investigate? Again, it's not that I don't appreciate it, but I also don't appreciate being yelled at and being told what to do.
Okay, I hear you. And I wasn't trying to yell at you or tell you what to do. I'm not a tell people what to do kind of guy. But I was just upset that people just went and did their own thing without making a plan before investigating. And I don't want to see people put themselves in danger without necessarily deciding as a group. So I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm not trying to create conflict. I'm pretty conflict averse. Actually, if you met my family, they would tell you that. But that was just all I meant.
Okay. I understand, and we'll put it to a vote next time. But do me a favor, let's end this conversation by yelling at each other so Talivar thinks that there's more going on, and pretend that we're mad at each other for the duration of this walk, okay?
Okay.
While they're doing that, can I be talking to Talivar during this
Sure.
convo? Because I don't. Yeah.
Sure.
We noticed that things weren't going as well on our plane, and then we kind of came here.
You came here?
Right.
So things being bad here have made its way out to the plane material.
So it would seem. And you said yourself things had kind of gone to shite.
Yes, indeed. It's very interesting.
What do you think about it?
What I think is... I don't know.
Well,
I'm not really an idea person.
No.
And she'll roll her eyes.
No,
but Talavar can't see because he's below.
I'm not putting myself down. I'm not an idea person. I'm a doer, not a thinker. I do things, and I'm good at them.
I wonder if it's ever happened before, like this.
Not
Okay,
like
so
this.
I'm the bad guy. I'll just keep my opinion to myself next time. Let's just rejoin the group. Golzog yells at Zara as they go back to the group.
You're the worst.
Make a performance check, both of you.
Oh no! 11.
8.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Beep, boop, boop.
Give me a second. Let me see. What is his perception? Okay. Who rolled an 11?
Me.
Marty.
Okay, Marty. We're gonna do... Yeah. Yeah. He rolled very low, but he rolled an 11. So I'm gonna say for this, just because it's funny, we're gonna roll again. Just you.
Okay.
Performance, and he'll roll another insight.
Oh. Oh, are you kidding me? What did he roll?
No, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 11 again.
I'd be happy to let you know that with a 7 on the die,
Oh.
he rolled a 10. So he
Amazing.
fully is... There's like a moment where Sir Talifar looks at Zara and is like, all right. But then looks at how... But believes wholly in the anger that Golzog is putting out and goes, oh, wait, no. Right, Zara's just boring, so of course there's no emotion coming from that. There's no emotion coming from her, but he's really setting off Golzog. So he's just like, oh, this group is about to combust at any moment.
And are Griselda and Marabella aware that we're clearly fake arguing, or
Both of you roll insight checks.
Oh.
That's fun.
Oh, God.
18.
19.
Yeah, you both are very clearly know that was not real. It was they're not fighting.
excellent, great.
Sir Talavar, though, it was just exclaimed like, oh, it's about to combust at any moment. You are all head first. I don't know, almost like enjoying it. Like, I don't know why I've hitched my wagon to you all. You are all going to ruin at any moment.
I know. You might as well answer, like, how do we get our stuff back? It's not like there's anything we can do with the information.
I don't know that. Genuinely, I have to be very honest with you. I don't know that much about this place. I know the best way that I can describe it to you all, that like Sir Talavar would try to describe it to you, but like I'm just gonna describe it to you out of game and say Sir Talavar kind of got you to this picture, is that like you're aliens who came to Earth, right? You're like aliens who came to Earth and arrived in like Japan, and you got a tourist from America as your guide, who is, and you're like asking him like, so how, like, show me around Japan. What's Japan's culture like? Tell me how Japan works. And an American's like, I'm not fully sure. I know how the Earth works, alien, but I don't know how this works fully. I got some guesses for you. I didn't do a full history lesson before, and I may be wrong and fully culturally ignorant. And what I tell you could be wrong. But I could tell you how the Earth works and how to breathe air here.
Then can I ask a follow-up question to that?
Yeah, like you said, if you remember, the deal was that like you help him, he will answer questions.
So like where like are you from? If this isn't your, like, area.
Like I said before, I am from the Sealy Court.
Oh, yeah, is there north in this world? Like, do we have cardinal directions in the Feywild?
Yes, there is, but it would be... For your tiny, puny brain, it would be like... Bleleven, or... North. It's instead of north, it would be kind of here's north, and it would be like down this way and across that way. That's where it would be down. It would be down beneath the compass, and then over to the side, and then up a little, and then like forward a little bit more.
Okay, I'm still in bad spirits.
I don't care.
That's fine.
So you
have we?
Yeah.
Did we technically take a long rest, by the way, already?
Yes.
Or are we finding?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, like you haven't needed to take a long rest yet. It hasn't been too long.
No, but we took one after the fight last time, right?
Basically what happened is you leveled up, and that was the long rest.
The
level up counted as a long rest.
I understand.
But yeah, that's it's different than actually being a long rest.
Gotcha. Has anything changed about the landscape as we've been walking around, talking to Sir Talavar?
So you've been talking and walking for a while now. And as you start getting closer and closer to the destination, you would have noticed every so often, and then it gets more and more, the trees and the vegetation, it's still the same place. You're still in a swamp. Everything's the same like that, but it starts to get a little bit more... In our world, we would classify it as Toontown. It gets a little bit more like rubber hose animation as you walk. And
do we get more rubber hose animation?
A little. Yeah.
Okay.
You're starting to, as you walk, you just see, you'll start to see like a face on a tree, and you'll see like a tree dance away, but it's every so often just scattered. But as you're walking, you start to see just a patch of like it's scattered. Like it's like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where you see like a tune in the middle of a bunch of real life stuff. But then as you walk forward, it starts to become the other way around, where it's like more real life stuff in a toon landscape.
Cool.
Is anybody else terrified of this?
It's one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
It's really scary, I agree.
Do you have, like, bubble hands?
Does
Wait,
Golzog have bubble hands?
I mean, like, yeah, you're starting to
Yeah.
just look
Yeah,
a little
I do.
bit more like flat and grainy.
Is there a phenomenon like this in your part of the world, Talvar?
Not exactly like this, but this is more like it. This is more odd. And I feel good about odd. It was beginning to get a little bit too plain for my liking.
Guys, there was this one time where my older brother Margith came back from a raid, and he had this weird bag of mushrooms, and we made a stew out of it, and it looked a little like this after we ate the stew for, like, the rest of the day. And I had a stomachache from that.
So maybe we ate something weird?
I don't know. What is the last thing we all ate?
I have no idea. At the carnival, someone had something. Cupcakes.
It was probably
Yeah, I
things at
had-
the carnival. So
I had like a cookie.
It's been a
Yeah.
while since you actually like ate and sat down. So like I said, you're getting to the point where you will need a actual long rest. Like you have the benefits of a long rest, but you haven't actually rested yet. So mechanically you have like all your slots, all your HP, but you will need to like sit down and actually take sleep soon, or like take exhaustion, because it has been a whole day. You know, it's been a while. But yeah, you're gonna start to realize like you don't know exactly what to eat here, what to forage for, what's safe to eat. You aren't sure of that. That's a thing that you're starting to realize.
Excuse me, Sir Talavar.
Yes.
What is, like, okay to eat, in this world? Like, can we, like, I kicked the mud and I thought I heard a guy. Is it, like, can the root vegetables and fruits hear us if we pick them, or, like, feel pain if we chew them? This is where my brain goes.
Well, it's quite possible.
Oh, God.
But lots of things that you eat feel pain until they're dead.
That's a good point. Are there any wild, like, animals? Are there any wild animals we could eat? He's trying
Does
not to
Griselda
say
hear
animals.
that? Does,
What?
Does Griselda hear this?
Golzog, make a stealth check. This is your passive perception. What's your passive perception, Griselda?
How do I see that? Passive. Oh, 15?
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, you definitely hear him say that.
Griselda's head like whips around because she's still sitting on the snail and she's just looking at Golzog. And of course, there's no expression because she can't smile. So it's just her like huge black eyes looking at him.
I didn't say anything. And then he shuts up.
I did roll for Ladybug, and Ladybug rolled very low on perception, and so Ladybug did not hear that. So
Thank fuck. I gotta earn that. I don't know if I went down before, but I need to stay high in the ranking.
You don't know. You have no
I
idea.
know.
But yeah, you walk forward, and as you continue to walk, you start to see more and more of these trees kind of dancing with faces on them. Just full dancing. but like sadly, it looks like they're kind of almost forlorn. You know, like full tune trees where it's a treetop head, face, two branches that are arms, and they're just kind of dancing sadly, and you just make a perception check, everyone.
13.
4.
14.
I re-rolled a botch and got a 19.
Wow.
Good.
Wait, who re-rolled the botch?
Zara.
Oh yeah, because she can't. Yeah.
You start to hear like almost like a song at the start of like Cuphead, like being sung very sadly by one of the trees, where it's like, "Welcome to Telemy Hill. Here's a tale of woe. Come visit Jingle Jangle. And here we go." And it's just these trees dancing sadly, as they kind of slowly move towards you, as you keep walking towards this. Like I said, now you're getting to a point where almost everything in this weird patch of this land has become this toon-ish world, and you see this hill that from the, like, now that you're closer to it, from further away, it just looked like the top of a hill, right? It just looked like a top of a hill, but as you get closer to it, you see fully just that there's this weird, like, feet underneath it, walking around. Like, it's just this hill on these weird pairs of just almost, strange looking feet. And it's also kind of swaying with the music. What are y'all doing?
Can I roll an insight check on the idea of dancing with the trees?
Sure, roll an insight check on the idea of dancing with the trees.
I said what I said.
I know you did.
23.
23. You get the idea that, like from what everything that Sir Talavar has told you, you get the idea that buying in, like playing along, buying in, usually will give you something good. The idea is like, if you buy in, you at least, it's like a respect thing,
Okay. Then
Goals
with that, Mirabella's gonna start dancing to the song.
Golzog is a little transfixed by the hill with feet, and he's going to lean into to Zara and say that, like, kind of half whispered, like, "You see, this is exactly the kind of thing I'd like to take a vote about." Because I don't know about you.
We're already in the middle of getting Talavar out of here. This is clearly where we need to go.
No, and look, I was going to vote, go check it out, but, like, I don't know about you, but where I'm from, there aren't any hills with feet. There's like one cave with teeth, and that's it. But no hills with feet. So, anyway, I vote go. Go check out the hill with feet.
We're taking a vote if whether or not we're going to keep going.
Well, we could always
let's go.
Turn around and go to another place that doesn't have appendages. But yeah, I vote check out the hill with feet. Guys, Marabella, Griselda, you guys want to check out the hill with feet?
Griselda, upon seeing Marabella start to dance, she like picks up Ladybug and they make eye contact, and then she starts swaying Ladybug like she's dancing.
Okay.
What are they doing?
I'm gonna have both of you or one of you with advantage make a performance check.
Ooh, what's your
performance plus 0?
Plus 0.
It's all on vibes then, baby.
Can I go to see if Ladybug charms him? Or no,
Well, so it's either
it was your idea.
we can each
You guys have advantage.
Or
Yeah.
well, one of them has advantage, or one of them, or both of them roll.
So let's just both do it.
Are you sure? No, it was your idea. You get advantage. You get advantage.
Okay, it's the same thing, but you're very sweet. Yeah. Okay. 12.
12.
It's 10 or 12, so pretty middling.
Yeah. So 12.
We're not the greatest dancers to come to this hill.
It looks like, because at a certain point, as you're walking towards this hill, there's like a lot of the you're kind of trudging through this swamp water. Like, just because it's become kind of weirdly cartoonish doesn't change the fact that this swamp water has been very real and has gotten higher and higher. Like, it's up to about your waist now. And
Oh my gosh.
like it's no joke.
Where is it on the snail?
Importantly for you, and probably you're gonna want to get Zara up there, because Zara, it is like up to here on you. It is like, for you, it's not great right now. But like for the snail, that is like pretty much on top of the muck. That's kind of the snail is able to move along the mud and the muck. Basically, isn't affected by the difficult terrain of the mud.
Is there enough space for Zara and me and Ladybug, or is it one or the other?
Because of specifically Zara, because of how small Zara is, yeah, there's enough space.
It'd be respectful for me to ask first before flying on this snail.
Oh, yes. Can Griselda help her in that way? Like, be like, it's okay.
Yeah, make an animal handling check.
Me? Or
No.
Griselda?
Griselda.
Oh, Griselda.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. An 11.
An 11? I mean, it's not really that hard of a check. Like, it's fine. They don't like... clearly they don't like Zara, like, right off the bat, but it's also pretty apathetic to the fact of someone else riding them. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. So, but it happens. It's not a difficult check, especially because if you remember, you've done such good checks with them that they see you as a sworn ally.
Yeah.
Hey, what is the snail's name again, Dylan?
I believe,
like Leslie, right?
I believe and this may be incorrect, and I thought I had it written down, and I think I do, but it's on a different piece of paper. I believe it was Sierra.
Yes,
it is.
Yes, that's right.
It is
that's
Sierra.
Right. I don't know. I think it's Slime Queen.
I was gonna go like at the break check the VOD just to make sure, because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Sierra, but I could be fucking wrong. And that's just
It's Sierra.
Yeah, it's Sierra.
MJ Russell
try to win
Slime
over.
Queen, just saying.
Slime Queen. Ay.
Try to like win over Sierra. I sort of like lean over and I'm like, hey, remember when I like hit and attacked the people that you hate?
Okay, make an animal handling check.
17.
17. You don't notice any difference, but Griselda, because you can kind of feel the vibes. You can sense the vibe, and you can't obviously hear the exact words, but you sense the vibes from Sierra, that Sierra remembers that the little one did a shit ton of damage and almost killed one of those people. And you can tell, like, you know, these snails maybe have like face blindness, you know, and doesn't really remember which one is which. But it was like, you can tell, like, oh yeah, you're that one. All right, that's fine. And you can tell that Sierra fucks with Zara a little bit more.
Yeah. Sierra likes you. And where are you gonna sit, Zara? Are you gonna sit like in front of us, like, or are you gonna sit behind me, like motorcycle style?
Probably motorcycle style.
Because you're so small.
You're like holding on. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool.
You don't need to do this now. This is not something for now because like it's not too much of an issue. Let me just make sure of the timing on this one. But just for you, Natasha, just for
what?
Oh, never mind. Oh. I was gonna say something, but the spell the spell wouldn't last long enough for it to matter at all. So it doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah. But you're moving forward, and I think I was talking to Hannah because before we started getting into like how deep the muck is, and with your performance check. It doesn't do much, but you do kind of feel like, hey, a lot of these trees are pretty big. Like, they're trees. And you kind of feel at the moment as you're kind of being surrounded. Make an insight check.
Both of us?
This would just be for Marabella. Marabella, make an insight check.
Okay. Make an insight check. That was to the tune of Do the Noodle Dance from PB&J Otter. Okay, cool. Does that tune give me advantage?
Damn,
I don't know.
Do the Noodle Dance
I don't
tune.
know in what world you think you are where that would ever do that.
The Feywild!
I'm really
It's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10? Okay.
It's a 10. It's not awful. It's just like, it's a 10.
It's so basically the vibe that you feel from this insight, it's not hard. It feels like if you were to be like, because of how many people are like, because of how many of these trees are flanking you, it feels like this could be dangerous, you know, if you were to get on these trees' bad side. So, because like of how many trees are just dancing near you, you're like, hey, you're not surrounded, but with a 10, it does kind of feel like you are being escorted.
Okay, interesting.
Are we moving along with the trees?
Yes, you've been, like, the trees have been slowly kind of encroaching on you as you get closer and closer to the hill.
What have they been doing to me?
They've just been
dancing.
They've all been dancing around you.
And am I the only one left not dancing, or is Zara still?
Zara, I'm pretty sure, isn't dancing. Right. The dance, like I said, the dancing didn't seem to baseline do anything. But you have to remember the dancing was like a pretty low check, but nothing bad seems to be happening to you right now.
There, a lot of them, and only few of us were going to the mountain. Talavar, am I doing well? I guess he's still rattling around in the cage.
Talavar's just like you lower the cage and you just see Talavar's just like knocked out. So,
Goals.
Oh, good.
Like
Fun.
Interstellar. Yeah, when they're going so fast.
Marabella, can I take the cage for a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Golzog is gonna
And she'll like hand it
Golzog's
over and
gonna-
flourish.
midway through you doing that, Sir Talavar like got his head hit on the cage and just was like.
Golzog, even if Sir Talavar never knows, is gonna try to gently carry it and give their captor / new best friend, or captive / new best friend, a smooth ride.
Cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, but midway through the dancing, you didn't notice it, but yeah, Talavar got full knocked the F out. So you're moving towards this hill. As you get closer to it, you see like fully a pathway up, almost, like a hiking trail up this hill as these feet kind of come to a stop near you, and you can almost see knees like bend down, and the entire hill just go like
That's very Hayao Miyazaki.
lands and just sits perfectly where like another trailhead basically starts. And it's not like a mountain, it's a hill. It's not, this long path, but it is out of the muck. You would be able to start walking along this hill, and it seems that the trees all kind of gather around. And again, this area is still so weirdly tuned and animated for you. Do you start walking up this path?
Insight?
Sure, make an insight check.
It never hurts to check. 25.
25. You can, with a 25, you can tell that the trees are it's like the trees kind of want you to go up the hill.
Okay.
You can tell with a 25, now that you see all the trees there, you can see that their faces, they're almost like waiting, almost like clutching their hands.
In a cute way or a scary way?
With a 25, it's more in a cute way.
Okay.
You can tell with a 25. Yeah, with a 25, that's a very high roll. It's like they've been waiting for someone to help them. And they are hoping that you're the people to do it.
Oh, cutie.
I have a feeling that we can help the trees. They'd like us to go up the mountain.
As
Here's
someone,
a trail, muddy and snail, and all go up the mountain.
is that something you're singing as Marabella?
Yes.
As someone who's not, I mean, I guess Golzog's hearing that and is like, huh. And I think, like, will a closer look at the trees trigger any kind of insight check or, like, confirm what she's singing about the trees asking for help?
I mean, sure, make a perception check.
As a character who's not dancing.
Make a perception check.
13?
13. You can see the trees all looking at each other, kind of like in a way of like, she's confused, but she's got the spirit. They're like, listen, like, yeah. that like almost like giving like thumbs up, like yeah, go. Also, the trees were singing before and have mouths, and Golzog realizes like, and also like Maribel, you as well.
Yeah.
Maribel, you felt this instinctively, but like you all both realize you can just talk to the trees.
Golzog, upon seeing they have mouths, is gonna be like, excuse me, folks, do you need us to go up this mountain for you? Or this hill?
One of the trees like shimmies forward in the muck, flicks their like, branch wrist with leaves, doffs a bunch of leaves off their head like a cap and puts it back on. That would be right nice, thank you. Our friend Jingle Jangle is inside and hasn't come out in quite some time. We miss our friend Jingle Jangle, and we need some help because we are too big to go in the cave at the top of the hill. Top of the hill. Everybody join in the top of the hill. We can't go in the top of the hill because we're trees. Oh, trees can't go on hills except when the bushes, but we aren't bushes. Those are our cousins and we don't like them.
Excuse
They
me.
come from our aunt who is not very nice.
Not nice.
Is Jingle Jangle... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I thought you were going to say the same thing as me.
You say it and we'll see if the other thing...
Indecision is the poison that kills the mind. Indecision is the poison that kills the mind. And all the trees start dancing, and all the trees start dancing, and just go like, indecision, when you can't make a choice. When you can't make a choice. Everyone doesn't know what you should do, because you can't make a choice. When you can't make a choice. You might let someone die because you couldn't make a choice. What did you say? We were singing.
What did Jingle Jangle go to the cave for?
That is Jingle Jangle's home.
Oh.
You want us to take Jingle Jangle out of their home?
Well, Jingle Jangle has to eat. And Jingle Jangle has to eat.
Golzog raises his hand. What? Is Jangle Jangle a tree?
Another tree goes, no, didn't you hear our song? Trees can't go on hills because we can't fit inside the hole, and we can't go on hills because we are not bushes. We are not bushes. Didn't you hear our song? Didn't you hear our song?
So they're
bushes
a bush?
Are our cousins. No, we don't like our cousins, the bushes, and we like Jingle Jangle. Listen
bushes
to
are
our
from the aunt.
songs.
Listen to their song.
What
Golzog.
is Jingle Jangle? Golzog is distressed.
All right, I say we just go up the hill. Let's just go.
Well, we should.
Yeah.
What's Jingle Jangle? What's he look like?
Like throw it over to a tree.
All the trees just go, Jingle Jangle is a she, you shouldn't be presumptive. Shouldn't be presumptive. Shouldn't be presumptive.
That's what we watch, Jingle Jangle. What she look like?
And she'll point to the other trees.
A tree just kind of steps out. Jingle Jangle is a sad little goblin who is hurt all the time. Jingle Jangle gets hurt by the rabbits come and hurt her all the time.
We ran into those rabbits.
We don't like
See?
the rabbits.
We don't like the rabbits. We
The
don't
rabbits
like
are
Got-
mean.
You don't have to sing if they're the.
We don't like
We
the
don't like the
rabbits.
rabbits.
We
Is
don't
there
like the
anything
rabbits.
in the hill that we should be afraid of?
I want-
Zara, not you too.
Zara like
I want-
horrible at singing.
I,
Dora's
I-
motorcycle style too. Remember?
I want all of you to. By the way, all of you to make performance checks.
Oh my
except
God.
Golzog.
Including
No,
Golzog?
except Golzog.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no!
9.
Can Ladybug give me the help action?
No.
A 5.
Can I roll mine with advantage because I started
No.
the dancing train?
Oh no! Oh,
Wait.
no.
I accidentally rolled perception. I rolled a 2 with a -1, so it's not 9, it is 1.
No!
So
I botched.
No!
dear God, all of the trees just go. Like the tree that started talking to you at first was like, all right. I'm gonna stop you right there.
No.
Just because, so. And a lot of them were just like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No. So. No, I'm going to speak to them in their language. Just shush. So singing is kind of our language, and you're butchering it. We understand that you're excited. We sing. You can respond like you respond.
Yes.
We don't. Obviously, as you heard from us, we're incredible at it, and all of our songs have a perfect rhyme scheme and a perfect A-B. There's a chorus. You all heard it. It wasn't just a repeating of a single word or phrase 4 to 8 times on barely a melody. It was a perfect song. In your heads, it was a perfect song. That's what you heard. I don't know what
We're bad.
I don't know what anyone else heard. That's what you heard.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
we're bad.
You-
We get it.
Golzog puts a hand up.
Yes.
Is it helpful if we sing at you? Like for communication purposes?
Absolutely not. It is
Okay.
honestly the way that when you were singing at us, it was like you were saying you were mispronouncing words in a different language that you didn't know anything about to us. Is what it kind of felt like.
That's fair.
Sorry.
Could you just... we apologize profusely and would just like to know if there's anything on that hill that we should be aware of danger-wise before going in and finding your friend.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just a path up to the hill.
And that's where Jingle Jangle is.
Yes, that was in the song. So
I have one question. Can you see this?
Oh, that's a good question.
oh, the fact that you're a monarch, yes.
Okay.
Okay, should we go?
So
I
we're
can't
getting
believe-
Jingle Jangle, and Jingle Jangle needs to eat, right? Or Jingle Jangle
Yeah,
needs to come back down.
What
We
is
need
their
to eat-
favorite food?
Someone's just like, but because you all rolled so badly on that. It was, that was just like,
Oh.
we don't really want to speak for our friend. Maybe you talk to them about that. You know.
Okay.
Maybe it's a little bit more respectful if you talk to the person about what they like.
Totally.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
All right.
Good job.
All right. Yeah. Good. Just so we're all clear, if you hurt our friend, we will just kill you.
Oh.
We are also looking for your friend. right? Because Televar said jingle
kill us?
jangle, right? Oh.
Yeah, no, Talavar said that Jingle Jangle might have the key to the cage.
We heard great things about her and would never hurt her.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god.
I wasn't lying though.
No, I said persuasion. I didn't say deception.
Ladybug oinks to the help action.
Help? Do I get a help?
Sure, persuasion.
I didn't
not
roll that
performance.
I didn't roll it. I rolled 13. It's not bad.
Okay, yeah, they're just like,
Could be worse.
just so you're here so you're here to get something from them? You're here to get a key from them? Yeah, you're here to get a key from them, maybe? Is that your thing? Is that your thing? You maybe want to get a key from them?
Is that Jingle Jangle's thing? Keys?
Oh god. Oh god.
Okay,
That makes sense.
Alright, here's the thing. If you hurt our friend physically, we'll kill you. If you hurt our friend emotionally, we'll really kill you.
We're not trying to hurt anybody.
Point taken. And she'll go Telly ho, and the snail will start going.
Okay.
Golzog is gonna go with the snail and Marabella.
Yes,
And
same.
Griselda. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still
Nice.
gonna
So-
dance.
And I was prepping a
Yeah.
full song, but I'm glad I don't have to sing.
Yeah. So again, all these trees are like a very fun menagerie of like cartoon trees, and you can all like see them like start to like have a conference with each other. That's kind of like a woof. I mean, yeah, they're the best shot we like kind of like yeah, they're the best shot we got. But that was
Are we sure?
like, but I mean, but that was rough. That was hey, you know what? They're new, clearly. But what? One of them was a monarch. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
Oh,
like.
Really
and-
puts into perspective who holds office these
yeah,
days.
and that is where we will take our break. We will go up to the top of Telemy Hill. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll be back after the break in like 8 minutes. See you then. Oh, brother.
Wow.
we're back. You all begin walking up Telemy Hill, probably very happy that Sir Talavar didn't see or hear any of what just went down, because man oh man would Sir Talavar would just be talking about that for the rest of the time. Hi Stevie. Hi Stevie.
The way she just ran out and stopped.
I know.
Just, I'm here.
This is what I'm looking at off screen every time.
Oh, not the
She just wants the attention.
We love her. We love her so much.
I love her too. She's my child.
As you make your way up,
Mhm.
you see a very clear, cut out keyhole at the top of this hill as the mouth of a cave. And
Meaning,
like, I said,
it's the mouth of a cave in the shape of a big keyhole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Cool.
like a keyhole. And also, when you look out, as you walk up this hill, as you look out, you see that like far beyond is like the same kind of mist, but also beyond this area you see like some of the toon-ness, but then like a little bit past, it's back to that same putrid kind of swamp. So it's almost like localized in this area is this weird vibe, this weird changing. But you get to the top of the hill. Make a survival check, someone. Just one person, but make a survival check.
I have good survival.
I've got a +5.
+6.
Take it.
Whoa.
Well, boom. 12. Sorry.
12.
What?
You do know it's not a hard check to do. You notice that even almost like for our reference, almost like it's fake, almost like forced perspective. The hill, though big when you're like looking at it, walking up it felt like it didn't take any time at all.
Fun.
Like it was like it like looks really big. It looks like you're gonna walk up this hill, and then you kind of just like double back like a couple times, and suddenly you're just at this cave. Right?
Can I do some kind of Arcana check?
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Just because that's weird. Oh, 5.
You have no idea what's going on. You're like,
Right.
like clearly, I mean, baseline 5. You don't even have to roll for it. Some magical shit's going down everywhere around you, basically. Like, this whole place weird. But, like, you have no fucking idea why that just happened in any
So before I could even put my arm down, when I'm like, tally ho! We're like at the top.
You say tally ho, and then, like, a minute later you're at the top, and you're like, oh. But like you look down, and it's like kind of a far away. Like it's weird. Like you definitely are more than a minute of travel time up, but it's just like a weird thing. This whole place is weird. It's weird stuff going on. Stuff going down on Telemy Hill. But you see this cave, and the entrance is in the shape of a keyhole.
Do we already do an insight check on it? Sorry.
I think we probably should.
It wouldn't be an insight check on the
investigation.
Cave. It would be like investigation or perception.
Oh, investigation, eh?
I'll do perception.
I'll do investigation.
23.
I got 19.
You both get the sense. What's up, Artie?
And that 20 that if I'm allowed to roll.
Which
Sure.
one?
Great. An investigation.
Sure. You get the sense pretty quickly that it's just the opening to a cave. You see a welcome mat right at the bottom, like just like a little welcome mat.
It's so cute.
You see a couple of random keys kind of scattered around the floor. You also get, with like the insight, the nat 20, you get the sense that there's no reason to trap this, because this place is usually, you get the sense that this place is usually not stationary on the ground because it's moving on legs, and when it's stationary on the ground, it has a whole army of singing trees guarding it. So it would be kind of overkill for there to be a trap around the entrance to this cave.
Right.
Griselda whispers to the animals. She says, "Good vibes, okay? Good vibes."
Can I make like some sort of insight check based off of like, well, I guess if Marty tells us, if Golzog tells us that information, I didn't roll it.
Yeah, I'll relay the information to the group.
Well, if I say good vibes too, you could hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I make some sort of like insight check as to like, based off of that information, whether or not like Jingle Jangle knows we're here? Like, she basically said like allowed us to come in.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, yeah, make an insight check.
Like if Jingle Jangle controls the movement of the mountain.
Yeah. Oh, botch, but I get to reroll. Botch again? Can I reroll 2 botches?
I don't.
That's crazy.
Oh, wait,
You
no,
just botched
16.
twice?
No, never mind. The dice like tipped over.
I wouldn't
So 16?
put it past you. I mean, I think that with Golzog talking about like how this place is usually on on legs and stuff like that, and it coming to a stop and falling down, that you're not certain if Jingle Jangle controls it, if the trees control it. You have no idea about that, but you do know, but you get a vibe that anyone who might be inside this hill would definitely notice if it stopped and became a stationary thing. Like, if you remember, it was like, had a whole like, you know, as it went down. It makes sense that anyone inside probably has a feeling that someone might be coming up.
I kind of turn to Golzog specifically. I'm like, vote to go in?
Golzog reluctantly puts a hand up.
I say, let's go in. I won't sing, but I did like the dance. That was fun.
You see like worn stone steps. So like it looks like a cave, but then as you see this welcome mat, you see kind of worn stone steps lead downward into what feels like a cellar. And strewn about at the entrance are just like these little keys. And you smell, especially with that nat 20, you start to smell this very intense smell of, like, not intense, it's just a subtle smell of iron in the air. You see like a bunch of candles strewn about on like strings. Yes, Marty?
Does Golzog recognize it as like a blood smell, having spent a lot of time with a violent orc clan?
With a nat 20, you would be able to tell that it probably, like, well, with a nat 20 you can see that like there's a little bit of blood like kind of spattered near the entrance, but also with a nat 20 there's a, as you get further down, there's a ton of keys everywhere.
Oh my god, you guys.
And you see like multitude of keys dangling from strings, like in crisscross strings, almost like on clotheslines, and just hundreds of keys like strewn about the dirt floor.
Oh. Is there like a lock That like, oh, excuse me. Is there like a lock that one of these keys is supposed to fit into?
You have, even with the nat 20, it's just keys. It's just
Guys,
keys everywhere.
look at all these keys.
That's a lot of keys. Oh, and that looks like some blood.
Yup. Yeah, I was trying to ignore the blood, but there's blood there. I'm afraid.
Well, it doesn't have to be bad. Maybe Jingle Jangle's got her monthly. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I thought that, but go ahead.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if like these are just keys or if these are like magic keys?
Make an Arcana check.
I don't know why I'm doing it. Why?
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I'll do the same if I'm allowed, or like any other kind of check.
Or
I mean, make an Arcana check. Sarah.
6?
I just
Okay, I'll say you're looking out at this sea of keys, and you're looking out at them, and you're like, I want to see if any of these are magic. And you're looking at like a patch of keys, but then almost like you're distracted by what key should I even be looking at? There are hundreds of keys in here. So even at the, like, you're trying to focus on one key to see if it's magic, but then your eyes are drawn to another key and you just cannot focus on any single one. And you're realizing that, like, even if I'm able to get an idea that some might be magic, you're like, I wouldn't even be able to tell which one right now. It is just keys everywhere in this little, like, cellar. It's like a den. It's like a chamber, like 20 feet wide, 30 feet long, 6 feet tall. So it's a little bit of a snug thing for you, Gulzog. But you do it this time kind of hear like a and you see just kind of sifting through things, like almost wading through them, coming out of a door in the back is a little goblin wearing a coat, almost lined, kind of like chainmail with keys.
Right. Oh, okay, great. Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Right.
Little goblin.
Wearing a coat lined with keys, which makes it almost look like chainmail, but just lined with keys. Has a flail, but when you look at the flail, it's just a stick with just a bunch of padlocks.
Oh,
like,
great.
Locked around it, like just locked, and like that's the flail. Just looks at you. I'll carry over like the nat 20 still going. All of your checks were really good. You can see that Jingle Jangle has like a black eye and is bandaged at the arm. Sees you, smiles weakly, goes,
hello. How might Jingle Jangle unlock a bit of happiness in your lives today?
Jingle Jangle?
I am Jingle Jangle.
Hi. We are you friends with the trees down off the hill?
Yes.
They wanted us to come find you and save you from this cave?
Save me from my home?
Oh. You're happy here. This is your home. Okay.
Can I roll an insight check on Jingle Jangle's general demeanor? 13.
Jingle Jangle looks like generally, generally kind of like pleasant, confused at the idea that they would want, like the idea of saving them from their home. 13, again, looks beat up.
Is everything okay with the Golzog motions to like the bandage and the black eye and stuff?
Oh, no. Jingle Jangle go out hunting, and Jingle Jangle get hurt by rabbits.
Oh.
We don't like the rabbits. They hurt us too.
Well, they tried to, at least.
Right, we scared them off.
I don't want to get hurt again. Jingle Jangle hasn't hunted in a while.
Oh, are you hungry? Do you need some food?
Jingle Jangle is hungry, yes.
And are you still hurting?
Jingle Jangle, yes.
Dill, what was that? Oh, go ahead, Hannah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw a healing word on Miss Jingle Jangle.
Okay. Roll for healing.
So was that 1 4? Just a D4, but
Dill, what was that initial thing Jingle Jangle said when she noticed us?
It was how might Jingle Jangle unlock a bit of happiness in your lives?
6. She'll get 6
Okay.
health.
here. I hope that might help with how you're feeling.
You can see Jingle Jangle looks much better. Like the black eye kind of almost instantly looks like 3 days healed. Jingle Jangle just goes,
Oh, thank you. You've helping Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle help you. That way of world. That way of Jingle Jangle.
We were actually looking for a key for our friend here, or acquaintance rather, but she'll point to the cage.
Or a way back to the material plane, if you have a key for that. Either one.
Oh. Jingle Jangle has keys.
as Jingle Jangle just kind of holds her arms out, and you see standing in a river of hundreds of keys.
Yup.
Is the key lost?
Well, I think so.
Do you know if key is lost?
Excuse me, Sir Talavar? Is he awake?
I'm trying to think, what check would it be to wake him? Make a.
You can pour some water on his head.
Well, no, you can't because he's in the cage. Make just just roll a d20, just a luck check, Marty.
All right.
Just roll a d20, nothing else.
Ho ho ho! Botch.
Botch. Sir Talavar is out like a light. Sir
Ah.
Talavar is fully got knocked unconscious.
Oh no, what is
Wait,
happening?
does that mean he has 0 health if he's unconscious?
Not dying.
Okay.
Don't
Does
worry. I'm not
anyone remember what he said?
Killing. He's just asleep, basically.
Does anyone remember what he said about? Oh, go ahead.
We were never in possession of the key, but we just need to get this guy out.
Will taking a look at it help?
Jingle Jangle kind of shuffles forward.
Golzog holds the cage out with the lock forward for Jingle Jangle to look at.
Jingle Jangle's going to look at it very closely.
Interesting. Jingle Jangle. Give Jingle Jangle a second.
And Jingle Jangle, you see, holds the flail of locks up, almost like a shaman. And he's like, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. And you start seeing a bunch of these keys start, like, almost like a wave of illuminating magic just like through all of the keys, and you just like hear it start rattling. And Jingle Jangle just keeps going, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle.
Oh. Key is not lost. Key has been found. Jingle Jangle cannot help you in a way that you want, and Jingle Jangle has been helped by you. Jingle Jangle cannot help in bargain in a way that you want. Jingle Jangle feel awful.
No, Jingle Jangle, it's okay. Can you find the key to get us home? That's definitely a key that we've lost, right? Golzog sort of looks at the rest of the group.
That is
Suppose
not
technically.
that is not key that exists.
I know it's not like a literal key, but I wasn't sure if there was like a metaphorical... Like, I've read a couple of epic poems.
Jingle Jangle just looks at you almost like feeling better, but also goes,
Jingle Jangle does not deal in metaphor.
Okay. Well, what if
Do you
the
know
key...
the location of this? Do you know where the key has been found?
Jingle Jangle thinks maybe. Jingle Jangle remember every key ever had. Jingle Jangle remember key. Very pretty. Jingle Jangle kept that one shiny and clean. Jingle Jangle. Yes. Jingle Jangle had stolen rabbits.
The rabbit stole the key to this cage.
Maybe, if not trade way.
But they took it.
They took many
But-
keys.
Were they looking
the
for one
rabbits-
specifically?
The rabbits took a bunch of keys from you or from somewhere else?
From me. Lost keys come here. Me, take care lost keys. Jingle Jangle, take care of lost keys.
Were they?
Is there another key that you think might be helpful for us on our journey?
Oh,
And
okay, someone roll a d20. One person.
Not Marty.
Hey, can I do it?
I think definitely me, right? I've already rolled the botch.
Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it?
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Natasha?
Yeah, go for it. And then Marty, you got the next one.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't care.
12.
12. Okay.
Here's my question, by the way. If Jasmine had rolled the d20, would she get to re-roll the botch?
I mean, yeah.
So next time, Jasmine, no matter
Jasmine.
what. If it's a straight d20 roll.
Yeah.
That's
Says
up to
who?
y'all.
Yeah, says who?
Jasmine's also been rolling 3s and 4s, so I don't know if that's really
That's
helpful.
very true.
Jasmine can't re-roll 3s and 4s.
Yeah,
Okay.
but doesn't it make you feel better just mentally?
A little bit. Just to have the safety net.
Jingle Jangle goes rifling through keys.
Oh, yes. Jingle jangle, happy. Jingle jangle, happy. Dumb rabbit. Dumb rabbit always forget key.
Ooh.
Dumb rabbit lost key. To hideout.
And Jingle Jangle produces like a little tiny brass key.
Oh my gosh.
Even if lost for a moment, come to Jingle Jangle.
Do you
Ooh.
just get keys? Or do you know where other lost things go?
It's true. I am looking for my nerve.
Oh, Jingle Jangle only know keys. Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle tell you, oh, be careful what you wish. Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle felt fear. Jingle Jangle never wanted to be locked out. Made deal. Jingle Jangle did. Wrong person.
Who did you make the deal with?
Jingle Jangle. Not full remember name. Jingle Jangle think their name now Youth. Was name before. Now Youth today. Jingle Jangle scared. But Jingle Jangle like house. Jingle Jangle like Telemy. Jingle Jangle like trees. Keys come to tell me. Jingle Jangle lives in Telemy.
Do you know where the rabbit hideout is?
Yes, Jingle Jangle do not go there.
Can you tell us, and maybe we'll be able to hurt them so they don't hurt you anymore?
Would you do this for Jingle Jangle?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, but maybe first you come say hello to the trees and just hang out with them for a little bit.
Let them know you're okay. They're worried about you.
Yeah.
Seems like they really miss you.
But Jingle Jangle worried that if Jingle Jangle go outside, Jingle Jangle get hurt again.
Well, we
We
could
could walk
escort
down.
you
Yeah.
to
We
the
will
trees.
protect you.
Also, pretty sure all those trees are protected too. They love you.
They do.
Yes, but tell me and trees, very fun. Tell me and trees protect Jingle Jangle, but and hope you did not eat anything around Telemy. Food not good around Telemy. Food weird around Telemy.
Good. We thought about it, but I don't think we actually ate anything.
So, Jingle Jangle has to go away from trees and tell me to get food.
How was the food weird around Telemy?
Makes you into what is word Jingle Jangle look for? Not die. Not alive. Jingle Jangle. Stone.
It paralyzes you?
Something like Jingle Jangle. Something like that. Turns you into thing. Become part of Telemy.
Okay.
You really help Jingle Jangle?
Yeah, we're not a fan of those rabbits either, so it's,
It's not out
we
of our
need the
way.
key.
All right. Jingle Jangle happy to have new friends. It not good here. It lonely.
Would you like to come with us?
No.
Okay.
Jingle Jangle like home. Jingle Jangle like friends visit home. Jingle Jangle no need to go out to have friends.
But you still don't want to visit the trees just real quick, even if we go with you.
I want visit trees, I want hunt, I want food. Jingle Jangle just scared. But if you promise to make rabbits not be mean again, that'd be nice. Rabbits used to not be mean.
When did they become mean, yeah?
Make a persuasion check. Either someone with advantage, one person with advantage, or two people.
Who's got the highest mod?
I'm +2.
Not me.
Not
0.
me.
Okay, so moi
Griselda, yeah.
with advantage. Oh God. Okay. Oh, bad. 12.
12.
I do not know. Jingle Jangle don't know. They just get angrier and start stealing and start being meaner one day.
Jingle Jangle. Can I share what makes me feel more brave?
Jingle Jangle will listen.
Thank you. Whenever I hold my favoriteest gem pig in the world, Ladybug, I feel like I'm the most powerful girl in the world. But do you want to hold Ladybug?
Jingle Jangle hold Ladybug?
Yes, Ladybug.
Jingle Jangle will just awkwardly hold Ladybug. I'll make an animal handling check for Jingle Jangle. Okay. Not bad. Not
Okay.
great, but not bad. Jingle Jangle just kind of goes,
Is something supposed to happen to Jingle Jangle?
Maybe a sense of calm and happiness?
Oh, that not happened to Jingle Jangle in many years.
What did you feel?
Pig in hand?
That's a start.
Jingle Jangle has start.
And a start is one foot in front of the other into the world.
Jingle Jangle just looks off in like thought. Just,
Do we have all like our basic items from like adventuring gear and stuff? Like,
yeah, you do.
I from my pack take out a half day's worth of rations,
Ooh.
and I hand it to Jingle Jangle, and I say, you know, if there's anything that you're scared to tell us while handing the food, like that information's safe with us.
Okay, yeah, make a persuasion check with advantage.
No, I'm not doing digital dice. No, that's a trap.
Is there another kind of dice
Not digital dice?
besides
16.
digital?
What, Marty?
I was just asking if there's another kind of dice
16.
besides digital dice.
16. Jingle Jangle, so he goes, Jingle Jangle like starts eating the food and goes,
Oh, this food from Boring Place.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly for sustenance. It's not really like fancy.
It's fine. I have many keys from Boring Place. Many keys find their way here.
Jingle Jangle just looks at different parts.
Jingle Jangle. Think. Not know. Jingle Jangle not know. Jingle Jangle think. Jingle Jangle think. They get angry and mean. Because Jingle Jangle think they don't have their shadows.
Do you know how we could get them their shadows back?
Make an insight check, or yeah, make a history check, Marabella.
Whoa.
Or actually, no, make an Arcana check, specifically because of a spell you know. Make an Arcana.
Specifically Marabella, not me.
Just Marabella. Yeah.
Make
And
an
we'll get to
Arcana.
We'll answer your question in a second.
6.
6. Okay, nothing for you.
Dylan.
Gulzog, you said, do you know how to get them back? Jingle Jangle almost hisses, like,
No. If they don't have their shadows, the shadows will come for you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Did they make a pact similar to you with the keys that gave their shadows away?
We should show her the symbol also and see if she knows.
Unclear. Jingle Jingles. Jingle Jangle not know. Jingle Jangle think. Jingle Jangle not know. Jingle Jangle think.
Oh no. Yeah, no, we understand. Do you know this symbol? And then in the dirt, I sort of make that spiral.
Gonna roll for something here. Jingle Jangle looks at it. Goes,
seen on keys, but have no keys anymore. Not know what mean. Sorry.
No,
Great.
that's okay. Well, if there's anything else that's helpful before we head off to get the key from the rabbits.
Yeah, like, do you know where they went?
Rabbits live at Tollway. Big tree stump. Big tree.
What direction?
Oh, jingle jangle bad. Jingle jangle bad with map. Jingle jangle think hard. Jingle jangle remember. Jingle jangle north. Yes, big tree used to be north. Then it got cut down. Now it big stump.
How long ago did it get cut down?
Jingle jangle not remember. Jingle jangle not no time. Jingle jangle no keys.
Jingle jangle, why does this hill have feet?
Jingle jangle looks at you like. Jingle jangle. What is your name?
Princess Griselda Calzini.
Jingle jangle ask question of you, Princess Griselda Calzini. Why does Princess Griselda Calzini have feet?
I don't know.
Excuse me, Jingle Jangle.
Yes?
In the boring place, none of the hills have feet. So we were just surprised that this hill has feet because of what we're used to in the boring place.
Jingle jangle understand. Not every day, even in this world, you meet hill that also alive. To answer your question, Princess Griselda Calzini, Telemy have feet because Telemy need to walk.
Brilliant.
How old is Telemy?
Jingle jangle not know. Jingle jangle only know key.
How
Jingle
old?
jangle. Have you been to the boring place before? You knew our food.
No, I've not been to boring place. But I know food because a lot of you are here.
Really?
Yeah.
And can you see this? And Golzog points at where he thinks Griselda's wings are.
Jingle jangle. Yes, Jingle jangle sees. That is why you say princess, yes?
She's also a princess in the boring place.
That weird.
I know. Can you
That's
see?
Weird.
Is there anything else on any of us?
No. Jingle jangle not see anything on any of you.
Insight?
Just the wings and crown on
Make an
Griselda.
insight check.
Okay.
And hello, Raiders. Welcome on in.
Oh shit! Hello, everybody.
25 on the insight check.
25 on an insight. Much like every time you've done this insight on anyone who you've asked, they fully don't see anything on any of you except Griselda.
Okay, fine.
Jingle
Have it your
And I
way.
know you're going to keep rolling until someone hits a nat 20 or a 30. I know you all will.
I thought we didn't roll well, and that's why, which is why it was sus.
Now, that is what I thought as
we
well.
rolled well on a check.
Mhm.
Right? That's the first time that has gone well
Maybe.
for us.
Maybe.
Jingle jangle, we will go to the stump. But I also must know, what is your favorite food?
Jingle Jangle's favorite food?
Yes.
Jingle Jangle just smiles. Jingle Jangle thinks you smart and you can figure it out.
Ah!
Make an insight check.
Just Griselda or everybody?
Just Griselda. Griselda asked, so just Griselda.
Oh, let's go. Okay, but I have advantage. Oh, that was so bad. That was so 8.
8?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that and you're like, but I don't know. You're like, I truly don't know though. So that's annoying.
Wait, Jingle Jangle, before we go, you said there's lots of people like us here. Where are they? And where do they go to? Are they going somewhere?
Oh, they not here. No. Well, some here, but if some here, it's not good for them to be here. No. Your people in the here and there.
What?
Your people in the here and there.
Insight? Or what check would that be to try to figure
I
out?
mean, what are you trying to figure out about what Jingle Jangle
What
just
is the
said?
here and there?
I mean, make a. I mean, this is really a hard check. Make an insight check, but it had to be really high for you to glean anything.
How about a 15?
15. You know that this place is called Hither?
Hither. Right.
And yeah, you know this place is called
Just gonna-
Hither, and they just referred to another place as called the Here and There. That's about as far as you go. As we're like, that sounds like it's another place.
Okay.
Where's the here and there?
Jingle Jangle just goes,
Through the mist, if you know where to go. Through the mist, if you know where to go, and if you're allowed to go.
So you need permission to enter there. Okay.
It's very, Jingle Jangle, it's very difficult to leave places and to go places. Very difficult to leave places and go places. Hard to go from one place to another. Jingle Jangle doesn't. It used to be very easy. Now, not easy at all. Need special magic to go. Or someone with, or special guide. Jingle Jangle knows of some guides to thither and yon. Not know many guides to here and there. They keep themselves hidden. Safe. They try to find you.
Oh, so is it more like they're looking for people like us and then they take them to the here and there?
Jingle Jangle not sure. Jingle Jangle sees some of you from the here and there sometimes. Seems to be doing well for selves. Come to me when lose keys. Dangerous to come, but sometimes people really need keys.
Right. Okay.
and Jingle Jangle just looks at you, like, kind of gets ready.
All right. Jingle Jangle feels that if you are going to go deal with rabbits, Jingle Jangle can go hunting, and Jingle Jangle can get food, and Jingle Jangle has eaten, and Jingle Jangle will say hi to trees to keep end of bargain.
Go jingle jangle. You're
Can
muted,
Jingle
Marty.
Jangle do
I know.
anything?
Okay, but what'd you say?
No, can Jingle Jangle do anything else?
She already told us roughly where to find the Herringon, right?
Mhm.
I think that's it. I mean, are there any keys you think we should take?
She already gave us
You already
one.
kind of asked that and gave.
Oh
you a
yeah,
key.
sure. Never mind. She gave us one.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
It was for like
guys.
their hut.
Guys, remember, we have to deal with the Herringon because that's our end of the bargain, and in this world, that's like important.
Right. And they're mean.
Well, that too.
Before we leave, can I just make a quick insight check to see how because like Jingle Jangle was a little unsure of the direction, how confident Jingle Jangle was when she ultimately said north?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jingle Jangle was pretty confident. You also know that once Sir Talavar wakes up, you might be able to get more insight of exactly where to go.
Yeah, it's called the Here and There, right?
Nope, that's not where
Nope.
they are.
No,
Alright, cool,
that's
sorry.
where
What
the
they're
other
talking
people
about.
like us are.
That's they're talking about
Well, how could I have known that?
Talking about the rabbits, where the rabbits are.
Great, cool.
All right. Well, unless anyone has anything else, I say we go get some rabbit.
Jingle, let's take you down the mountain to go see your friends. They'll be very excited to see you.
And let's all try to be careful, please.
Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle kind of gets the flail of locks ready and goes, Jingle Jangle, ready. And starts walking, like, kind of, like, almost gets to the head of you and starts leading you down the hill. Starts walking down. And again, like you said, like, in a minute, you are back down. And all the trees are just kind of, like, almost, like waiting, like, with their branches in front of their mouths, just like, oh. And then all of them just go like, oh, Jingle Jangle! And Jingle Jangle goes, Jingle Jangle! And starts like singing to them, and clearly Jingle Jangle knows how to sing to them. And Jingle Jangle goes, Jingle Jangle, sorry to scare friends of trees. Jingle Jangle just worried of getting hurt again. But new friends going to go give rabbits what for? And the trees are kind of like, okay. like the trees are like, yeah. I bet they are.
Great.
Yeah. Sure. Uh-huh.
Well, with that vote of confidence, let's head out.
Let us leave.
Do any of you do anything before leaving Telemy Hill?
Can I
Well,
do?
now
I
I-
want
Go ahead.
Yes.
I want to take one of the pieces of food that turns people to stone. Just to have.
Okay.
Well, let's take a couple, right?
Yeah,
It
actually,
might-
too. Yeah.
Let's take
Can
like
I-
5. Yeah.
I mean,
Can I
okay.
also look around to see if I see these stone people?
I didn't have anything else I wanted to do, and then you going, anyone want to do anything, made me immediately start racking my brain for like, I should do something.
Okay.
You can go take a leak.
Sure.
I'll
That's
say,
the big tenet of my character. I love pissing.
I'll say this. So, like, for those looking for food, make a survival check. For those looking for people, turn to stone. And remember, the Jingle Jangle was kind of unclear, said things in a very weird way. For those looking for any kind of signs of what Jingle Jangle was talking about, make a perception check.
13
Alright.
for food.
Or
I got
investigation. 16 for
16,
20.
food.
Oh,
20.
wait. Or investigation.
But you're doing for food. So what was the thing for survival? Natasha.
16.
16. Okay. Yeah, you're able to find you're able to find like little mushrooms on the ground that don't have faces. You're able to find some fruits, some weird plants. No, in this area, no like animals, but you're able to find some like berries, that kind of stuff, while foraging. You're able to take them with you. You have no idea what that will actually happen when you leave this area, but you have them.
Oh.
How
Can
many?
we roll an Arcana check
Sure.
on them?
Mm-hmm.
How many was it?
Useless.
I mean, like, say you have 5 berries. We'll say you have
Okay.
like 5 berries.
20.
Mhm.
25 for looking for the people.
25. As you're looking for the people, you start to look around, and you heard like the turned people to stone, not alive, not dead. And you start looking around, and you just see like the talking trees, right? The trees are awake, having fun, good time. They're clearly, alive. The trees are clearly alive. That's not alive, not alive, But then you see, just on the peripheral, almost like like in animation, like background animation, you see a bunch of like flowers and stones that are just kind of happy faces, just going like, and you start to realize that Jingle Jangle said something after the turns people to stone, where Jingle Jangle mentioned, like, makes more of Telemy, and you're starting to kind of get a Floop is a madman, help us, save us vibe of a lot of the background objects of, like, you see a weird little stump that is just smiling and like not moving but like smiling back and forth. You see a few pebbles just dancing but not moving. You see like a bunch of flowers dancing but not moving. Very different from the trees that are like I said, clearly like alive. But you just kind of start seeing a whole bunch of smiling, happy faces that are plastered on.
Mm-mm.
And you rolled a 25, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what was that? It was a 25 perception?
Yes.
Make an insight check for me.
It's like they all work customer service.
10?
10. Yeah, that's all you get.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've basically got the idea of it.
Zara, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, we should leave.
Sounds good. Ready when you are.
Right, bye.
Let's go.
Bye, Jingle Jangle. It was really nice to meet you.
Jingle Jangle says bye to friends. Jingle Jangle says, show rabbits what for, or make them be nice again, or show them what for, or make them be nice again. Either way, Jingle Jangle, happy.
You got it, buddy.
As you're leaving, so like you're slowly walking away, you find, the weirdness of Telemy Hill starts to fade. Like the things start to get a little bit normal. Let me roll. Okay, yeah. As you're getting away, you just hear like a ha, ho.
Convenient.
What does that
So
mean? What does that
so
mean,
jingle jangle.
princess?
Jingle jangle. Whoa, waking up with 2. Do you need another nap? Jingle jangle didn't
was I
have-
asleep? Was I asleep?
Oh, am
For a
I
very
still
long time.
carrying
Yeah,
him?
you're carrying him at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you were
Ah.
conveniently asleep the entire time we confronted the person that you made us go talk to.
What do you mean conveniently asleep? I wanted to know if they had the key, and you said, and you're telling me that you went there and did all the thing? What? Wait, then
They
why am I
didn't
still
have it, but they told us where we could get it, potentially.
Oh!
It was stolen by the rabbit people.
Oh! So I'm still in this cage?
So you're still in the cage, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! Why does
Let
my
it
head
out,
hurt?
buddy.
Why
Let
does
it
my
out,
head
buddy.
hurt?
You were
Who knows?
concussed.
This is a weird. No, he was napping.
Make a deception check. Oh.
Wow. 19.
19, okay.
I rolled a 19.
Get it, girl.
Oh. It makes sense. The magic dampening of this cage is like a hangover you wouldn't believe. It is just really...
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet.
My persuasion and deception is horrific with everyone else except Telemy.
Halavar.
Calamar.
Telemy, my bad.
This is... Well, if I slept, then why do I still feel like I need rest? Do any of you feel tired?
I feel extremely tired. I don't think we've.
I've been tired since we got here.
How does time work here?
Extremely, right. Your brains can't comprehend things.
Oh my gosh.
Time works the way that time is supposed to work in reality, but for you,
Oh.
in the way that in your normal stupid world, time is linear. In our world, it works in a very cool way that I could barely explain to you.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
Something like that, if you want to simplify it. But it
Oh
seems
my
very like you don't fully understand, so I'll just say this. It basically works like linear.
You are very cranky. I think you need to take a nap.
Should
Right.
we all find a place to take a nap?
I think
Would that
so.
be helpful?
I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Let's look for
Let's-
shelter. Is there like a check for looking for shelter?
Yeah, that's a
Probably
survival check.
survival.
Great.
So,
I'm going
yeah.
to guidance myself.
Okay.
That's an 18
13.
for me.
Okay.
Oh my god!
What?
Well, I botched it, so I don't find any. I extra don't
what'd
find
you
anything.
get, Golzog?
18.
18. So, with Sir Talavar's help, in some ways, Sir Talavar's like looking out for you, just kind of going, "Oh, not there." Like, it's not really helping, but just kind of just every so often you'll be like, "This looks good," and he's like, "Nope, that's bad. That's a bad spot." And you're like, "Cool, thank you." And he's like, and like you'll almost go to a spot, and he's like, "That's great if you really want to die in your sleep." And you're like, "Okay, thank you."
Oh my god.
And you go,
I mean, I do, just like decades from now.
You
my God.
okay? You all need to live life to its fullest. You're very young. All of you are very
I
young.
haven't said anything
Well,
like
that's
that.
why I said decades from now. Like, I don't want to die in my sleep, but dying in my sleep would be a good. Anyway, what did you say?
Sorry, I was just
I mean, I guess
I was
technically
just, I
the
was
better,
just rolling
the
for Hannah's botch. We're fine.
better thing would be to die in battle, but that's not going to happen. So, yeah.
You're able to eventually, and as you're getting past this time, the water seems to be, it's like going past the time where it was kind of high tide for a while, and now it's kind of going back to low tide, which is probably like the best time to rest. So Talavar just goes, what you should keep your eye out for is something that Wigglewog told me to look out for next time. Not now, but next time you should really keep your eyes out for the inn at the end of the road. It's apparently a wonderful place to sleep. But just keep your eye out for it next time.
Golzog is gonna real quick keep his eye out for it this time.
You already kind of did with an 18.
Okay, cool.
You didn't find an inn at the end of the road, but you're able to find just a kind of patch of kind of gross mossy grass, but it's off the water. You're able to kind of set up a roughshod camp. So Talavar kind of tries to get himself comfortable in the cage.
Can we give him like a little bit of moss?
No, there's nothing getting.
Oh, because we can't. Yeah.
And
should we take watches?
Probably for the best. I can go first. I don't mind.
All right.
I don't.
Oh, go ahead.
What can I do with mine? I'm just in a meditative.
You meditate for 4 hours, and so you basically are able to just meditate for 4 hours, and then
I'll be up.
You'll be up. You can take watch, but you'll still only really you'll maybe be able to take 2 shifts of a watch, basically.
Okay.
But we're gonna end before going on watches. We'll start the next session with you guys, resolving these. But there's just a moment where Sir Talavar, just kind of sitting in the cage, just goes, "Can I be real with you all for a second?"
Please.
I really think we can say no.
I don't like this place. It feels like it's literally stagnating. And I don't like it. Very weird. I like when things are fun. I'm fun. You all get it.
Yep.
Anyway. You are all interesting to be around. And I can't wait to watch you all implode.
Good.
And then Sir Talavar just
worst
twists his mustache and then turns over real cute because he's a little dragon. And by size, it's literally just so we're all picturing it. It's he's like Mushu from Milan. It's that kind of level of dragon, but it's that is the size.
Oh my god! But mustache.
Yeah.
Is there a bunch of moss covering the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Golzog is gonna grab a big slab of it and try to make a bed out of it for everybody.
You're able to do that. You're able to make a pretty comfy bed, or at least a pretty comfy slab of moss.
Cool.
Just before we go, who you take a moment and just so, because it's almost like me reminding you as well. Now that you're like sitting down, those items that you had. Does anyone want to take a look at those?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Okay. This is not like an Arcana check or anything, because this is just like on a short rest you can just identify items essentially. So as like the last thing we do tonight, I'll just kind of tell you what these things do.
Yay.
You find this you look at the rose, and you see that the rose has 6 pristine, like just 6, but like they're beautiful, 6 pristine petals. If you go to try to pull them off, you can't. Try to blow them off, you can't. You're able to identify it over time. And what this rose does is it loses a petal whenever a lie is told within 10 feet of it.
Ooh. Nice.
And notably, and luckily for you all, none of you have really been lying.
And neither has Jingle Jangle.
Neither has Jingle Jangle.
Or Talamar.
Talavar. Hannah, it's happened a couple times.
I thought they're just like Talamari. Got it.
And if there was a lie, I would have had you like roll for a check to see if any of the petals had left.
Sure.
But there wasn't. The Rise of Calabar. There's a needle, that black and gold needle. One of you is just like kind of playing with it, and you prick your finger, and you're like, ah, shit. And you notice, and this is weird as hell, the droplet of blood that you kind of pricked from your finger on the needle, like you're still bleeding, right? You're still bleeding a little bit on your finger, but on the tip of the like needle, on like that sewing needle, is just a droplet of honey.
Okay.
Again, these are weird magic items. I don't know what you're gonna do with them, but that is
honey?
The blood honey needle.
Blood from a prick from the needle turns into honey. Is basically okay.
Don't know what you're gonna do with that. So that vial with the dead bug in it.
Yeah.
You finally are able to understand what it is. It's not a dead bug. It's a dead fairy.
Oh!
Oh no!
Ah!
And in the hands of someone with a charitable spirit, it gives off light.
Oh, nice.
Ew, that's horrible! I hate it!
Griselda,
fairy.
like someone other, because every time Griselda holds it, it's like blinding. So someone other than Griselda like holds it, but like I'm gonna guess Zara holds it and it finally dims.
Fair.
Zara holds it and it finally just like zoomp, and Zara's like, oh, it's a dead fairy. It's a dead fucking fairy in here. And everyone's like, oh god. Like everyone else holds it and it's like, oh my god, And then Zara holds it, it's like, oh, here it is. Here's what it is. It's a tiny little dead fairy corpse. And then
Ew.
Corpse in a jar. Corpse in a jar.
And then the box that says memories but is open but is empty inside. There is a little spell. It's a cantrip, but I'll just tell you what it does because it allows you to cast this once per day.
Ooh,
and
cute.
and you basically, it's a spell called Encode Thoughts. It's basically a pensieve. It allows you to pull a memory from your head and put it into the box for safekeeping.
What's in that box?
Oh,
Okay.
I love it.
Can you put a thought in the box today and then keep that in there tomorrow, but put a new thought in the box, or it's once you put a new thought, it replaces the old thought?
Yeah, it holds one. It holds a single thought.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it allows you to do that every single day if you need one, or it holds a single thought like indefinitely. Like it holds that. Again, these are little random magic items. I don't know what you'll do with them, but that's a thing.
Cool.
And those are your little magic items. And that's where we're gonna call it for today. So you have your heading, you have your mission. You are now, if you go to the Roll20, by the way, to look at the map.
Yep.
You are like down by Telemy Hill, basically.
Yep.
And all the way up in like the middle of the map, about 13 miles away, is the stump.
Hang on, I'm trying to pull out far enough to see.
13 miles away.
You see all those like
the
dogs?
giant stump that's in the middle of that like maze.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Got it. That seems like it'll be fine to get to.
Yeah, there's not a ton of stuff in the way.
No, look at the map. There's just green.
A ton of distractions potentially. But anyway, we will be back here next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, everybody. I can't wait to see what we get up to. I'm sure it's not going to be violent at all. They're going to be figuring it out. Remember to mark down that you do have a key to their hideout.
Oh yeah.
That's very helpful. You don't know exactly where that door is, but you do have a key for it. That's the thing. You have no idea where that key goes, but you do have a key. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Hey, does anyone here have anything to plug?
Hey, I'm teaching an on-camera clown class in LA.
You're in LA? I'm also in LA.
No way. Are you actually part of that writing duo with Nick Williams and you want to be hired on TV to write?
I was.
No
I am. But I was gonna
killed Nick Williams.
Finish your thing though, because I actually do have, it's not a plug, but it's a request for vibes.
Okay. And also I'd like some vibes. That's it.
I would also like some good vibes. Nick and I are pitching a television show to a network next week. So
send good vibes,
just
everyone.
keep us in your thoughts for Monday.
Nice. Good vibes for... Do you guys go by Mick or Nardi?
We don't do any of that corny shit. My name is Marty, and his name is Nick.
Nardi it is.
Nick told me it was Nardi.
Nick told us it was Nardi.
Yeah.
Fuck that. If anything, it's Mick, but it's neither thing.
I will say just general, also, I'm not going to say why, but send good vibes to Hero Club as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's stuff in the works. There's stuff in the works. Send good vibes. Yes, Jasmine?
This is the last time I'm going to promote it, but I'm going to because it's Lunar New Year. And Kung Fu Panda does have a Lunar New Year special. That's the last episode of season 2 is a Lunar New Year special, so check it out. And again,
also,
last time I'm going to promote it, but...
Promote it again. Don't have this be the last time. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, you can
I think everyone gets it. It's on Netflix. But yeah, no, the Lunar New Year special is really great because it's a holiday special that I feel like is very rare. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Ta-ta for now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.